Good afternoon and welcome to the third CN Decarbonising Construction virtual event. My name is Colin Mars and I'm the new editor of Construction News. As the new editor, I've already seen the small and large efforts across industry to reduce waste, recycle, retrofit, trim the carbon footprint of materials and move away from diesel use on sites. I hope our conference programme will provide insight that helps to clarify your decisions on your journey to net zero. I'd like to thank our event sponsors, Aggregate Industries and BAM Construction, who'll be contributing to the programme and have helped to make this event possible. Please make sure to visit their exhibitor booths via the Exhibitors tab on the homepage of the event to start a conversation and find out how they can support you in your decarbonisation efforts. I'd also like to thank our speakers today, who you'll be able to engage with live and pose your questions to via the live discussion function. Today's content will focus on carbon calculators, designing to net zero standards and the journey to net zero for construction materials, as well as alternative fuel trials to cut the use of diesel across HS2 construction sites. Make sure to keep an eye on your notifications for reminders of upcoming sessions and connection requests that you might receive throughout the event. The Watch Live tab will also ensure you keep up with all the brilliant content happening today. So without any further delay, I'll hand over to our chair for this afternoon, Simon Rawlinson, Partner and Head of Strategic Research and Insight at Arcadis.
Well, thank you, Colin, and I'm delighted to have the opportunity to chair this afternoon's session focused on decarbonising construction. Now, this is a topic that I know we're all sort of focused on being particularly important for our industry. As a member of the Construction Leadership Council, I've been involved in the establishment of the Construct Zero initiative over the last 18 months, and that's starting to have real impact across the entire supply chain, focused on areas of sort of carbon emission reduction where we can actually make a difference and helping the industry understand where it should focus. So I'm seeing great progress there, and it's something that gives me a great deal of encouragement that we can do our bit. And if we think that with the energy transition, the sort of energy we take off the grid will increasingly become net zero. The gas that we use to heat and sort of heat our homes will again increasingly become clean. So it's the kind of carbon emissions created by industries like construction, hard to decarbonize industries, that are going to be a future challenge, a long-term challenge. And so I think events like this, which help people take early steps to sort of mitigate some of the impacts that we know we're having, are really important. Now, I've recently been the judge of the Construction News Awards Low Carbon Champion. Now, obviously, I can't tell you either who entered or who won, but what I can say is that the quality of the entries were outstandingly high across a wide range of activity. And that highlighted just how much that the industry is doing, which is great, really encouraging. But I think it also highlighted that it's really important to share this kind of insight. And so events like this, where leaders from the industry come together to exchange ideas and show the great work that they're doing is really important. Now, there are some particularly good sessions this afternoon. It would be unfair of me to highlight any, but I'm going to. But I think particularly just coming up in a moment, Rosella Nicolin of Lang O'Rourke is going to talk about embodied carbon calculation. And this is something that we attempted to do at Davis Langdon. I was involved in that project about 15 years ago, and I know how complicated it is. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how those challenges have been addressed, how they've been integrated into digital tools. So that one, I think, really stands out for me. And again, I think anything that tells us about how a mega project like HS2 is taking steps to mitigate its impacts is again a great real world lesson, because the kind of stuff that they're doing, we're likely to be doing a few years down the line. So without further ado, I would like to welcome Rosella Nicolin, who's Technical Director and Structures Discipline Leader at Laing O'Rourke. And she's going to be talking about their carbon calculator. Now, just to give you a quick bit of background on Rosella, she's got more than 15 years technical experience, and she's worked in major projects in the United States, UK, Europe, Australia, and Hong Kong, and particularly works on sports structures. So she's going to know an awful lot about emissions from concrete, I suspect. She's a recipient of industry awards, including 2017 European Women in Construction and Engineering Award, and she joined Laing O'Rourke May 2020 as a structures technical director. And without further ado, I'm going to pass you over to Rosella. Thank you.